Park, the home of Hull Kingston Rovers, for this Stones Bitter Championship game between Hull KR and Warrington. The teams for this afternoon's game: Hull KR at 1 is George Fairburn, 2 Gary Clark, 3 Mike Smith, at 4 John Dorahy, 5 Ray Steed, at 6 is Wayne Parker, 7 Gordon Smith, 8 Mark Rothurst, 9 David Watkinson, 10 Malcolm Beale, at 11 Chris Burton, 12 Andy Kelly, 13 Gavin Miller. Substitutes for Hull KR are David Laws and Chris Rudd. Warrington at 1 Brian Johnson, 2 Kevin Meadows, at 3 Joe Raparte, 4 Ronnie Duane, 5 Des Drummond, at 6 is Ken Kelly, 7 Steve Peters, 8 Kevin Tamati, 9 Mark Roskell, 10 Bob Jackson, 11 Tony Humphries, at 12 Gary Sanderson, 13 Mike Gregory. Substitutes for Warrington: 14 Paul Bishop and 15 Paul Lowndes. So 2 captains have just tossed a coin. New Warrington captain Bob Jackson, in the absence of Les Boyd and Paul Bishop, with the Hull KR captain David Watkinson. And it'll be Hull KR will get the game underway, playing from right to left in the red and white. Warrington in their change strip of blue with the yellow and white V. And John Dorahy gets the game underway. It's a deep kick. Mike Gregory takes it well. He's running straight. He makes it to his own 25-yard line before he's stopped by Malcolm Beale. Roskell, he sends it left. Tamati switches it back to Sanderson. He juggles with it, keeps hold, makes a couple of yards before he's brought down. Once again, it's Roskell. Sends it on to Mike Gregory. Charging forward, takes 3 Hull KR players to stop him. One of those, Chris Burton, Great Britain this year. There's Tony Humphries charges in. Warrington at the moment being forced to play different teams in each game with all these injuries mounting up. And Steve Peters back in the first team with Ken Kelly. Here's Kelly moving forward, jinks inside, gets past one player. Finally brought down. Andy Kelly penalised for pulling Ken Kelly down in the tackle. So Bob Jackson back to the goal kicking. Was successful at Wakefield with some good attempts, and he puts the ball safely into touch. So Mark Roskell taps it, hands it on to Kevin Tamati. Tamati stopped by Watkinson and Malcolm Beale. Roskell acting half-back once more. He sends it left onto Jackson. Jackson drives forward. Hull KR quickly up. Good crowd on today to see Gavin Miller play his last game for Hull KR this afternoon. There's a break here from Raparte. Skips out of one tackle, cuts inside another. Dorahy just catches him along with Burton and Andy Kelly. Raparte really in try-scoring mood at the moment. Scored another on Wednesday night against Oldham, and that's the pass is just dropped by Tamati. He tried to get away to Meadows, and Hull Kingston Rovers back in possession. First time in the game. Well taken. Andy Kelly trying to barge his way through. Good tackle from Tony Humphries and Mark Roskell, and the linesman over on that far side signals something. He's calling over Tony Humphries back in the first team after he was suspended after being sent off against St Helens. He's penalised for an early punch in the tackle. Referee today, Mr Lindop from Wakefield. His judges, Mr Turgoose and Mr Asquith. And the ball put safe into touch. Watkinson, Chris Burton driving forward, makes it into the Warrington half of the field before he's stopped by Bob Jackson and Tony Humphries. Watkinson, good tackle there from Mike Gregory, assisted by Steve Peters, but the ball's got away there to Malcolm Beale. Bob Jackson along with Tony Humphries coming across with the aid of Mark Roskell to bring him down. David Watkinson this time. Nice pass there, Burton charging forward from the pass from Gordon Smith. Got a knock on there from Burton as he tried to charge through. Results in the first scrum of the game. Steve Peters puts the ball in, but he doesn't have a chance. The referee, Mr Lindop, immediately gives the penalty to Hull Kingston Rovers. So John Dorahy and that's a good kick. So the first real attack of the game, and it's Hull Kingston Rovers on the attack, charging forward now. Watkinson, Goes out left this time, charging forward is Mark Broadhurst. He takes play into the Warrington 25 before he's stopped by Steve Peters and Humphries. Watkinson, set move comes in, charging forward was Gavin Miller. Watkinson, out to Gordon Smith. Wayne Parker, he can't make much ground. New boy there, Wayne Parker in the Hull KR team. It goes out left, Malcolm Beale. 6 tackle then for Hull KR. Still putting pressure on the Warrington line. Goes out right. High kick across field from Gavin Miller. It goes more backwards than straight, but it's well taken by Gary Clark. A little grubber kick into touch. Hull KR get out of that tricky situation thanks to a little grubber kick from Gary Clark. So scrum down over on that far side. Peters puts the ball in. Dives into the scrum for it and comes up with it, but the referee not satisfied. Peters once again puts the ball in. Warrington in possession. Kevin Meadows. He's stopped by George Fairburn, coming up from the back to aid in defence. Ken Kelly on to Mike Gregory. Gregory looks a very high tackle from Chris Burton, and the referee agrees with me. So, talking to there for Gavin Miller, making his last appearance for Hull Kingston Rovers this afternoon. And the kick for touch, and it's not a good one from Bob Jackson. And the ball, luckily there, is dropped. It goes backwards, and the referee's waiting play on his shoulder. It was a knock on. Here's Smith, lays it off now. Lydiot. That's in half back now is Mike Smith. Nice break here from Gordon Smith. Gets the ball back. Charging forwards now Dorahit. He's stopped by Mike Gregory. Hull Kingston Rovers once again on the attack just outside of the Warrington 25. It goes out right with Smith. Long pass. Good pass from Miller. George Fairburn linking up. Jinks round 2 players. Gets the ball way back to Smith. Smith now. That's a nice pass on to Andy Kelly. Kelly still going. Gets the ball out to Miller. This space now here now for Mike Smith. Mike Smith back inside. Chance here for Steed. Good tackle from Johnson. Good play there from Hull KR, keeping that ball moving all the time. The ball's dropped and the penalty immediately given to Hull Kingston Rovers. Decide to tap it, charging forward, Malcolm Beale gets the ball back to Watkinson. This is dangerous now. Hull KR, Watkinson just stopped inches short of the Warrington line. Warrington really under pressure now. Goes out right with a long pass. Smith gives a dummy. And this space now here for Chris Burton. It was a good cover tackle from Ken Kelly to stop him. Warrington really under pressure now with Watkinson. He sends it out right. Miller, Smith. That's a nice flowing movement. George Fairburn. Hull KR really throwing the ball about at the moment. Once again, it's Gordon Smith. He sends it on the blind side. Charging forward. That time was Broadhurst, just clipped by Ronnie Dwayne. Dorahit sends it out left with Smith. Smith, a little chip through. It's well fielded by Johnson. Johnson now moving forward, cuts inside still Brian Johnson, and the ball just thrown away. And back in possession now is Chris Burton. Chris Burton, this space now here for Ray Steed. Good clip of the ankles by Des Drummond and pushed into touch from Tony Humphries. What a good movement there from Hull KR, really throwing this ball about. Putting Warrington under pressure in these opening minutes. So, referee lined up. Selling him away, wants the scrum. Steve Peters comes away with the ball, but the referee once again is not happy. Peters and Warrington in possession this time from the base of the scrum. Peters charges forward. He's stopped by loose forward Miller. Mike Gregory onto Gary Sanderson, but Sanderson just slips. Roskell to Kevin Tamati. Tamati charging in. He's stopped though by Andy Kelly. Roskell. Kelly back to Roskell. Roskell moving himself. Just caught though as he went for the gap. Steve Peters. And Bob Jackson fumbles it. Just took his eye off the ball. And Warrington at the moment, although a penalty has been given, to Hull KR, putting themselves under pressure. Bob Jackson then with the kick for touch. Better one this time. Roskell, Bob Jackson driving in. He's well tackled though by Watkinson. Goes out, Peter switches it back to Humphries. But I think Hull KR, the way they started this game, really want to send Gavin Miller off with a victory. He's tackling well and attacking well. Roskell with Peters. Peters looking for a gap himself, giving a few dummies, but no way through. Roskell acting half-back once more, making his second appearance in the Warrington colours. And the ball once again is dropped. Warrington at the moment causing problems for themselves with drop balls. And luckily Bob Jackson regathered it, so it's a scrum down, and Hull KR not in possession. But they do have head and ball at this scrum. Gordon Smith puts the ball in, comes out on the Warrington side. Referee once again is not satisfied with the scrum. Smith puts it in once more, comes away with it from the base of the scrum. Once again, referee's not happy with it. The ball's loose, dive for it, and in fact, Hull KR are in possession. Gordon Smith just beating Mike Gregory to it. Gavin Miller sends it out left. Nice run around move with Smith. Wayne Parker goes himself on the play of the ball. A bit of a tangle on the floor. Goes out left, well taken. Swung out to Smith. Dummies it. Loads of obstructions. Mike Gregory hangs on with Bob Jackson. Bob Jackson brings him down. Watkinson driving in. Sixth tackle then for Hull KR. Still 15 yards out of the Warrington 25. Broadhurst manages to throw the ball back. And the ball's loose. A dive on it there, and Warrington back in possession. Up with the ball comes Mark Roskell. Kevin Tamati sends it out left. Gary Sanderson. John Doherty line on in the tackle. Roskell, Peters. He has to keep hold as Doherty swings him round. Roskell once more onto Kelly. Kelly a long floaty pass, Bob Jackson. Finding no way through at the moment, Warrington. Roskell, Kelly took it well, brings in Tamati. Roskell ducks out of one. Finally pounced upon. Steve Peters sends it out left with Kelly. Kelly kicks downfield, it's a good one. Just managed to be stopped by Ray Steed, and Steed is moving forward. Still Ray Steed, good little run. A new face in the Hull KR lineup, the winger Ray Steed. David Laws, Great Britain, he has played for. He's on the substitutes bench, so Ray Steed must be playing well to keep his place. So Hull KR in possession, midway inside their own half. David Watkins is acting half-back, he sends it out right. Smith, good tackle come up from Joe Rapati. Real hammer tackle there. Straight up on Wayne Parker. Goes out right over on that far side. Broadhurst swinging the ball about, giving dummies, but they're not sold to Roy Dwayne and Steve Peters. Sixth tackle, it's charged down, but offside anyway over on this near side. Here's Hull Kingston Rovers, the free kick. So Hull KR not one of their best seasons to date. John Doherty to put for touch. Good kick from Doherty, but Brian Johnson, did he get a hand to it before it went into touch? Yes, he did. Well played there from Brian Johnson, just managed to get a hand to it before it went into touch. So, scrum down on the Warrington 25. And the referee not happy with these scrums at the moment, telling Warrington to get back. Find the front rows meet, the ball goes in from Smith, comes out on the side of Warrington, but the referee brings play back, much to the dismay of Steve Peters. Scrum collapsed. Matt Russell gets up from the bottom of the scrum. Scrum collapses once more, and once again the referee is not happy with these scrums. A bit of a mess at the moment. It's been something of a mess all season. Scrummages in rugby league. Ball goes in once more, goes straight through. The referee put his finger to his mouth, then decided against it to Gavin Miller. Sends it on to Parker. Across the line, Dorahy, nice pass on to Smith. Smith out to Steed. Steed cuts back inside. Steed is finally brought down by Ronnie Dwayne and Steve Peters, but Hulkea once again on the attack. Mike Smith. Gavin Miller, that's a nice pass. It was juggled up by Andy Kelly. Picked up by Joe Reparty, then he fumbles it, and Hulkea back in possession. 6 more tackles inside the Warrington 25. Steed tries to go himself. He's swung round and brought down by Tony Humphries. Watkinson sends it out right, charging forwards Gavin Miller. The ball's loose once more. Bob Jackson's on the floor with it, but the referee says that Watkinson has it. Goes out right, Smith, that's a good pass. That's an even better pass from Parker. Fairhurst linking up in attack, Fairburn. Smith, Broadhurst charging in. About 10 yards from the Warrington line now, Hulkea. Broadhurst sends it left. A good chip across field. Oh, brilliantly taken by Drummond. Drummond now faced by Steed, takes him on the outside. Drummond now charging forward. Great run from Des Drummond. Smith not happy about him being in touch, and the linesman flags. Mr. Asquith must have been something Smith said to the linesman. It was a great run from Drummond. Went round 1, went round 2, and it was Smith who came back to bring him down. He claimed that he was pushed into touch. Smith just didn't like it at all, and he had a few words with the referee and the linesman, much to the displeasure of the linesman on this near side, which gives Warrington the free kick. Bob Jackson then just taps the ball into touch. Looks like a set move here as Ken Kelly will take second pass of the penalty. Roskill, Peters run around with Kelly, long pass brings in Mike Gregory. Gregory is brought down on the halfway line by Chris Burton. Roskill sends it out left with Kelly. Tamati, he takes play into the Hulkea half of the field before he's stopped by John Dorahy. Dorahy lies on the tackle. Roskill this time onto Kelly, to Peters. Peters though can't find a way through. There's 3 Hulkea players there policing him well. Roskill once more to Kelly. Misses out Johnson, brings in Humphries. Humphries gets the ball out to Reparty. Reparty charges forward, gets out of one tackle onto Drummond. Drummond's charging for the corner, but plays brought back for a forward pass, so surely Drummond would have gone over. Good move there though from Warrington. Must have been just an inch forward. Drummond there would have been away, I'm sure. But as it is, it's a scrum down. Smith puts the ball in. Hulkea in possession. Wayne Parker, another new name in the Hulkea lineup. An incident off the ball there, Tony Humphries. And the referee reaches for his notebook, I think. Yes, and Tony Humphries being booked. So it'll be a penalty to Hulkea. Got at the moment lying 8th in Division 1. Not the best season as far as cup competitions have gone. It's not been their season either, being beaten by Featherstone in the Yorkshire Cup. And then there's the prize of the round in the John Playout when they was beaten soundly by Doncaster. And then they were hammered by Halifax, as we saw on the television, in the Silk Cut Challenge Cup. So Hulkea no doubt will be eager to keep that top 8 place and perhaps do something in the Premiership. Not been their best season by a long way. Watkinson though as the charging forward now in the shape of Malcolm Beale. Watkinson once more sends it on a switch move. That's a lovely pass releasing Fairburn. Fairburn gets away to Smith. Smith cuts inside still. Mike Smith, he must score now. Gets away, it's going to be a try. It Miller throws the ball down. It's a try. Hull KR scored to the left of the posts. It looks like the scrum half who picked it up. And it is a try for Gordon Smith. It was the original break by Mike Smith that made that try. Cut inside. Gavin Miller was linking up. He was tackled but just threw the ball away, aimlessly really. But luckily for Hull KR, Gordon Smith was on hand to pick it up and dive over. First points on the board to Hull KR. Hull KR 4, Warrington 0. So John Dorothy with the conversion attempts for Hull Kingston Rovers. Should be an easy kick for his standards. No doubt John Dorothy will be remembered as the man who missed the goal kick in the Challenge Cup final last season against Castleford, which would have won the cup for Hull KR. So Australian style comes up and he makes no mistake. Hull Kingston Rovers 6 points, Warrington 0. A try from Gordon Smith, converted by Jean Dorothy. So Joe Rapati to restart for Warrington. And that's a good kick from Joe Rapati. Tapped by the foot of George Fairburn. Mike Smith, who made that try, goes blindside. John Dorry acting halfback, sends it on to Mark Broadhurst charging in. 3 Warrington players there to meet him, Peters, Gregory and Mark Roskell. And that's a knock-on from Watkinson. Batty gives a penalty to Warrington. Not playing the ball correctly. Gives Warrington a chance. Looks like an injury to Mark Roskell. They're waving to the bench. And the trainer comes on to see to Mark Roskell, who on the floor. As Bob Jackson will try and add 2 points, the first points of the day as far as Warrington are concerned. It looks a bit of a serious injury here to Mark Roskell. The referee's gone over to have a look as well. Doesn't seem that interested. So Bob Jackson with this conversion attempt. As Mark Roskell will leave the field as Bob Jackson comes up. It's a high kick. It's well directed but just goes wide. So the score remains Hull Kingston Rovers 6 points, Warrington 0. A drop out from the Hull KR 25. And Mark Roskell has left the field. As Hull KR drop out, John Dorhay, well taken by Gary Sanderson. He moves forward himself. Still Sanderson. Gets out of Watkinson's tackle. And a debut boy on loan from Oldham, Paul Lowndes, comes into the action for the first time in Warrington colours. Replacing Mark Roskell as Warrington get another penalty, lying on the tackle against Wayne Parker. So Bob Jackson. Good kick from Jackson. Makes sure over on that far side. Paul Lowndes, no doubt he'll move to hooker. Peters swings it back. Tamati looks a high tackle. Referee lets it go. Lowndes once more, sends it out right with Kelly. Peters run around with Kelly, brings in Dwayne. But he's well caught by Gavin Miller. Lowndes once more, goes himself on the play of the ball, moves forward. The ball is yanked out of his hands and Chris Burton charges forward on this near side to Mike Smith. He cuts inside, still Smith. He's still going. Finally caught by Ronnie Dwayne. Steed, Smith, juggled by Miller. The ball's dropped. Bob Jackson has it. But a knock on. And a scrum down. So Gordon Smith, the try scorer, puts the ball in. The scrum collapses, but Hull KR in possession. Parker brings in Fairburn. Fairburn looks for the gap and finds it. Good tackle from Johnson, knocks the ball out of his hands, and the ball's retrieved by Des Drummond. Mike Gregory on to Tony Humphries. He makes good ground before he's stopped by Miller and Steed. Bob Jackson, driving run. Good driving run from Bob Jackson. Lowndes, Peters to Kelly, has to go himself, looks for the gap. He gets away from 2 tackles, gets away from 3, releases Mike Gregory. Great bit of play there from Ken Kelly. Shook off 3 Hull KR players to get the ball away to Mike Gregory, who made good ground. Humphries, good pass, well taken from Jackson on the 6th tackle, kicks downfield, it's a good one. But just bounces out of play and goes dead for a tap from the Hull KR 25. Watkinson from the play of the ball, and the ball's dropped and Warrington back in possession just outside the Hull KR 25. Can they make anything from this? Steve Peters to Kevin Tamati, has to go himself, turns in the tackle, looks to get the ball away but can't. Burton had a tangle with Lowndes off the ball. Peters sends it out to Mike Gregory, juggles with it but carries on. 3 Hull KR players are there to bring him down. Lowndes once more to Ken Kelly. Nice pass out to Dwayne, it's juggled, it goes loose and Stead will pick it up. He charges forward, just hung on too grimly by Jackson. Then assisted by Dwayne and Lowndes. Mike Smith, Mark Broadhurst gets the ball away, Smith, he juggles with it, can't take it. Knock on and a scrum down. Gordon Smith, been around a long time. Hull KR. They've got a chance now. There's Paul Harkin. Still in dispute with the club and on the transfer list. Ken Kelly gets out of 1 tackle once more. Still going. Another good run from Kelly. Finally the ball goes loose and Hull KR back in possession. And there's an injury there. And that looks another serious one. This time it's Ken Kelly. And with already Mark Roskell off the field. And the stretcher's being called for. And the stretcher being called for Ken Kelly. He's clutching his knee. Which, once again, is not good news for Warrington. And this is bad news for Ken Kelly. The end of his career. And that could be a bad injury. Paul Bishop is ready to come on. They've given him a rest for all the action he's been doing, but Ken Kelly being helped from the field, and the Hulkingston Rovers fans not giving him a good salute at all. In fact, the cheering, which is very unsportsmanlike. And Tony Barry's not too happy about it as play carries on. As once again already, we're still good halfway through this first half. Warrington, and there's a huge gap down the middle of the field here for Mark Broadhurst. Gets the ball away, has it? No, trying to keep it himself. Hull KR now spreading things out. Gavin Miller, that's a good pass on to Smith. Smith still going, as we were saying. And Paul Bishop already injured. got a kick in the head, but seems to be alright as Gavin Miller charges in. Warrington already having used the 2 substitutes. Looking bad injuries to Mark Roskell and Ken Kelly. Miller kicks charge down by Tamati. Steed has it. It's tackled by Rapati. Should be Warrington in possession for 6 tackles. It isn't. Charging forward now is Malcolm Beale. Steed, long floated pass, well taken by Smith. Slip past to Fairburn. Fairburn gets it away. This is good play. A good tackle there as Wayne Parker was charging forward. Good tackle from Steve Peters. Goes right this time. Dangerous now. That ball would have gone through. Burton would have charged over. From the play of the ball, it's Mike Smith. 6 tackle then. A couple of yards from the Warrington line. Gordon Smith sends it back. Drop goal attempt from Miller. And it goes wide. In fact, it hit the hand of a Warrington player before it went over. So a dropout is the referee's decision with the Warrington posts. Paul Bishop with the dropout. No doubt he'll be taking over the goal kicking now. Well taken by Wayne Parker, and Parker will charge forward. Good tackle though comes in from Bob Jackson, assisted by Des Drummond. Broadhurst sends it on. There. Tammet is there with Peters. David Watkinson then sends it out right with a nice pass to Smith. Charging forwards Burton. Burton's away now. Still Chris Burton is still going. Just clipped by Lowndes as he's going through. Watkinson goes blindside, switches it back left to Gavin Miller. He's charging forward, gets the ball away. Referee had already stopped play. Gives a penalty, it looks like to Hull KR for a fist thrown in the tackle. And it's John Dorahy who will go for goal. Kingston Rovers 6, Warrington 0. Already bad news for Warrington with Ken Kelly being stretchered off and Mark Roskell going off injured. So Dorahy to try and add a further 2 points to the Hull KR score. They lead 6-0. Doherty then, Australian style, places the ball. Max out his run up. And Warrington, who really needs to get back to winning ways. As Doherty comes up and goes safely through from John Doherty. Hull Kingston Rovers 8, Warrington 0. Try from Gordon Smith, 2 goals from John Doherty. Paul Bishop restarts. Good deep kick, well taken, George Fairburn, and he immediately kicks downfield. Johnson, he takes it well. Brian Johnson then, just caught by Parker, throws the ball out. It's well taken by Paul Bishop. Long pass on to Drummond. Drummond then, outside of Smith, cuts back inside, straightens up. Finally brought down in front of us in our position in the main stand here at Hull Kingston Rovers at Craven Park. So on to Bob Jackson. But David Watkinson up well with Andy Kelly. Peters, Tamati. But a forward pass and a scrum down. So Paul Lowndes has played hooker before for Oldham. Was his original position. He's on for the injured Mark Roskell. Paul Bishop has stayed at standoff, just a straight replacement for Ken Kelly. And Watkinson having trouble getting into the scrum as the ball goes in. Warrington have it. Steve Peters. Paul Bishop, acting half-back this time, sends it on to Mike Gregory. Gregory charging forward, gets the ball away now to Johnson. It's well taken by Drummond. Drummond cuts back inside, hands it on to Rapati. Rapati charging forward, cuts inside, another is still going. Throws the ball back to Drummond. Drummond though was quickly pounced upon by Malcolm Beale immediately as he got the ball. Looking at lie on the tackle. Paul Lowndes says out left with Bishop to Peters. This is better from Warrington. Tamati. Steve Peters goes himself from the play of the ball, switches back to Bishop. The ball's knocked down by Broadhurst, picked up by Johnson. Johnson goes back. He's finally caught. 6 more tackles for Warrington. Lowndes gives a dummy, goes himself, makes a few more yards just outside of the Hull KR 25. Kevin Tamati onto Bishop. Peters running around with Bishop. Nice pass brings in Humphreys. He's caught by Byrne, gets the ball away to Dwayne, onto Rapati. Rapati goes back inside, still Joe Rapati's going for the post, but he stopped him. Gets the ball away to Peters, obstruction was it? It's finally picked up by Mike Gregory. Warrington 5 yards from the Hull KR line. Paul Lowndes it was who picked it up. Peters sends it out left with Bishop. Nice pass onto Mike Gregory. The ball from, it's a long pass. It's well taken by Meadows, but plays brought back. A forward pass, says the referee. Warrington though there had a couple of chances. Rapati was charging forward, so was Mike Gregory. But as it is, the score still remains. Hull Kingston Rovers 8, Warrington 0. Smith puts the ball in, and Hull KR in possession. George Fairburn though was well tackled by Paul Bishop. Gordon Smith. Parker cuts inside. Caught by Bob Jackson. David Watkinson to Broadhurst. He's trying to charge his way through. Watkinson once more. Was it a knock on? Referee says no. Smith. This space on this near side for Mike Smith. Smith still going. Clears his own 25 before he's stopped and brought down by Peters, Humphreys and Drummond. Kick comes in here from George Fairburn to relieve some of the pressure. Hull KR already have plenty of players charging forward. Here is Brian Johnson. Brings in Meadows. Meadows cuts through the field, beats one tackle. But then runs into Andy Kelly. Paul Bishop out to Mike Gregory. Stretched to take it, but he took it well. Lowndes left. Peters, that's a good ball, releasing Dwayne. Looking out there, spotted it. And it was a tackle from Gary Clark. Here's Tamati. 3 Hull KR players there, trying to pinch the ball. A few words exchanged between Tamati and Watkinson. They're not the best of friends, as we saw in the test match a few months ago. No, well, over a year ago between Great Britain. And that's good. Kick from Fairburn, just caught by Johnson between Great Britain and New Zealand, when that 3rd test produced some fireworks to say the least. And it was Kevin Tamati and David Watkinson who had a go at each other. There's a few fireworks between them, and no doubt that will carry on this afternoon. There's Brian Johnson, another injury, and things are just not going right for Warrington at the moment. Already 2 injured, plus this long list of injuries that Warrington have got. Brian Johnson though back to his feet. Referee restarts the clock. Lowndes has to go himself. Warrington weren't organised. Gary Sanderson then acting half back onto Bob Jackson. Jackson head down, charging in. Once again it's Paul Lowndes on to Gary Sanderson. He makes it just short of his own 25-yard line. Warrington at the moment struggling. Tamati though swings it immediately back to Paul Bishop, who kicks downfield to relieve the pressure. Will we see another kick from Fairburn straight away? No, because it falls to Gary Clark. Gavin Miller then goes himself on the blind side, looking for Burton and finds him. Gets the ball away nicely to Smith. Gavin Miller, short one. Okay, happening that they've got the ball. Warrington say that they've got it. Referee says Hull KR still in possession. Parker, but Tony Humphries with a good tackle. Gavin Miller, rubber kick, hits a face of Dwayne, kicked on, the ball's loose, Warrington have possession. Warrington possession in the shape of Dwayne. Kevin Meadows goes himself on the play of the ball, moving forward. Takes place just short of the halfway line. Lowndes sends it blindside, Humphries. But Warrington at the moment can't get through this Hull KR defence. Lowndes sends it on to Tamati. Tamati charging in, trying to knock off his man. But Gavin Miller just manages to keep hold. Lowndes, Bishop, Peters spreading out now. Warrington onto Johnson. He was just caught, couldn't get the pass away to Rapati. Warrington lose ground. Gary Sanderson. This time it's on to Paul Bishop. Bishop is kicks charged and goes into touch for a scrum down. Once again, scrum collapsing, and I think we're going to have trouble all afternoon with these scrums as we come into the closing stages of this first half. Steve Peters. The ball's kicked out, Tony Humphries has it, he charges in, the ball's dropped, and Hull KR back in possession, but a penalty given to Warrington. Gavin Miller obstructing and pushing Matt Gregory. So Paul Bishop trying to get his men going as he puts the touch. So Warrington still looking for their first points of the game, but that was a brilliant kick from Paul Bishop. Lowndes takes it on to Bob Jackson. So Warrington then midway inside the Hull KR 25. What can they make from this now? They've got 5 tackles. Lowndes sends it out back to Tamati from Peters. Tamati charging in. Tamati plays it to Lowndes, he goes himself, trying to charge over himself. Stop though, about 5 yards short. But there's no more time, because there goes the half-time hooter. With a half-time score of Hull Kingston Rovers 8, Warrington 0. A try from Gordon Smith and 2 goals from John Dorahy. Half-time, 8-0, Hull Kingston Rovers lead. So Paul Bishop to restart the second half. News about on the injury front. Mark Ruskell went off early, about 10th minute. He has an ear injury. To what extent we don't know. And Ken Kelly has got a very serious injury indeed, with cartilage and ligament trouble. And we hear that is a very serious injury. So Hull Kingston Rovers 8-0 in the lead. With a try from Gordon Smith and 2 John Dorahy goals. And it goes back to John Dorahy. He kicks downfield. It's a good kick there from Dorahy. Good kick from John Dorahy. Takes place to deep inside the Warrington half at the start of this second half for a scrum down. Peters puts the ball in, and Smith had it, but referee not satisfied. Once again then, Steve Peters. Scrum once again collapses. Scrum once again will have to get up, and once again will fall for another scrum down. Like I said earlier, this is going to be a day when scrummages aren't going to be the major spectacle. Off the ball goes straight through, Mike Gregory has it. Once again, the scrum will reform. What is this, the fourth or the fifth? Could go on all day. Now the ball goes in, turns and wheels. Penalty to Hull KR, handing out to the scrum. So a chance here at the start of this second half for Hull KR to put points on the board. Gordon Smith wants to take a quick tap and then gets a penalty for it. But Bob Jackson hanging on to his boot. Bob Jackson doesn't like the decision, and John Dorahy will go for goal to try and put 2 points immediately at the start of this second half. So John Dorahy with this penalty attempt should be an easy 2 points really. In a very kickable position as he comes up, never looks at the posts, but it's a poor miss from John Dorahy. So still the score remains, Hull Kingston Rovers 8 points, Warrington no points. Paul Bishop drops out from his own 25, a high lofted one on this near side. Well taken by Gavin Miller. He's quickly pounced upon Kevin Meadows and Bob Jackson. Up to 4 minutes gone on the second half. Kingston Rovers lead by 8 points to 0. David Watkinson in his testimonial season this season. The Hull KR hooker played for Great Britain and was the captain in the test matches against the Aussies, but he wasn't that good as we saw as a captain, that is. Goes back to George Fairburn. Good kick from Fairburn. Now Hull Kingston Rovers have got this kicking off to a tee at the moment. Some good kicking from Dorahy and Fairburn. Peters puts the ball in, Warrington in possession. Steve Peters moves forward, drives in. 3 Hull KR players immediately there, tries to pitch the ball does go loose. They show the referee must have called held, but he doesn't. And Hull Kingston Rovers in possession now, with a chance with Smith to Miller, sends it on now, charging forward Burton, throws the ball back, no he doesn't, oh Watkinson could have been through. Watkinson though this time sends it left, Miller delays his pass to Kelly. The ball's loose, still the ball loose, and finally Joe Rapati picks it up. He's charging forward, he's still going, good cover run there for Rapati, clears his lines well. This time it's Brian Johnson. Johnson on this near side to Sanderson. Sanderson makes a couple of yards before he's stopped by Broadhurst and Parker. Bob Jackson, acting half-back, goes himself. Good run here, the ball's loose again. Watkinson. Good pass on to Parker. Warrington at the moment, under pressure once more. With an unforced error. Good tackle though there on Malcolm Beale. Watkinson sends it blindside. Broadhurst though can't make much ground. Mike Smith moving forward now for Hull KR. Turns in the tackle, couldn't get the ball away to Gordon Smith who was charging forward. Goes right this time. Little dummy, but Tamati was there. So the 6th tackle for Hull KR just outside the 25. It goes back. A long drop goal attempt from Fairburn. Dramatic goalkeeping save from Brian Johnson. Johnson now gives a dummy, but doesn't fall for it. Des Drummond, Bishop. Steve Peters driving forward. Warrington at the moment. I've got to get down the other end of the field. Paul Lowndes charging forward. Good little run from Lowndes. Can he get the ball away? It's lost in fact, and once again the ball goes loose, and once again Hull Kingston Rovers are back in possession. Miller, that's a good pass, charging forward now. There was a chance there for Malcolm Beale. If he'd have got that ball away. Here's Miller once more, charging through. Good tackle comes in though. The ball's loose, it's on to Brian Johnson. Johnson now moving forward. He's caught, gets away from one tackle, cuts inside, finally brought down by Watkinson. This time it's Paul Bishop, sends it on to Kevin Tamati. Tamati knocks off one man, knocks off another. Good storming run from Kevin Tamati. Mike Gregory, Hull KR quickly up there. Bob Jackson though skims out of one tackle. And the ball's loose again, but this time the ball was pinched, says the referee, and Warrington get a penalty. Which they need to put into Hull Kingston Rovers' half, because I don't think they've been in that half of the field in this second half yet. It's right on the halfway. Two balls on the field. Finally we're ready. Lowndes taps it. It's Bob Jackson driving forward. Warrington still looking for the first score of the afternoon. Can they make something now with these 5 tackles? Just inside the Hull KR half. A crunching tackle there from Burton on Tamati. Lowndes sends it on that right side to Bishop. Slip past to Humphreys. High tackle there. Well, Humphreys got sent off for a similar incident like that against St Helens. The referee this time shows how inconsistent different referees can be. Doesn't even Warrington talking to. Bishop then. Good kick from Bishop. So what can Warrington now make? They've got 6 tackles midway inside the Hull KR 25. Paul Bishop will take it. He taps it. Charging forward now is Kevin Tamati. Gets the ball away and it's into touch. Warrington there had 6 tackles. And after one, tried for a try immediately, but the ball hit Drummond's hands and skimmed into touch. Smith puts the ball in, Hull KR in possession. Smith, Parker, Fairburn. Fairburn drives forward, caught by Stevie Peters. Watkinson shows the ball, in fact Gavin Miller. Ball goes out. Gavin Miller once more. Kick will come in here from John Dorahy. Straight across the other side of the field it goes. Drummond's there. He takes it safely. Out of the Hull KR players 5 yards. According to the referee they were. Drummond still going. Has to play it to himself and does. Moves forward. Skips out of one tackle. Finally runs into Smith but makes it to halfway line through a couple of good runs from Des Drummond. Lowndes, Peters tries to go himself. Lowndes once more. Bob Jackson shimmies, but at the moment Warrington can't get through. It's forwards, and the forwards aren't breaking the Hull KR line at the moment. But this is better. Joe Rapati. So Warrington, 6 tackle, not made much ground. Bishop though kicks downfield, it's a good one. It's bouncing to the corner, but Fairburn just picks it up. Georgie Fairburn. He's well caught though by Dwayne and Peters. Gordon Smith to Matt Broadhurst. Warrington have got to keep Hull KR down here at the moment. They need a point quickly. With just over 10 minutes gone this second half. They are down 8-0. thanks to a try from Gordon Smith and 2 John Doherty goals on the first half. Still we await the first points of the second. Here's Mark Broadhurst charging forward. Broadhurst still going. Finally caught by Lowndes and Peters. Kick will come in here. Once again, John Doherty kicking straight across field. Once again, Drummond's there. Takes it safely. There's Drummond, gets off one tackle, gets off another, still Drummond. Over on that far side, charging forward. Once again, makes good ground before he stopped. Looking out, line on the tackle. Drummond has a few words. Bishop. Rapati. Rapati at the moment. Not getting much room to move. Get his speed up for those charging runs. Run around move, Peters and Bishop. Bishop still going, gets out of 2 tackles, gets on to Tamati. Tamati moving forward. Warrington at the moment need just one break. Perhaps it'll give them more confidence to throw the ball about. Sanderson, but it's 4 Hull-KR players there. Immediately he gets the ball. And that is what Warrington are up against at the moment. Peters to Bishop. Out. Well taken by Dwayne. He straightens up. But Warrington, and at the moment, struggling. So, 6 tackle. Lowndes to Bishop. Little chip kick. No trouble for Smith. Here's Mike Smith. Short one. On to Ray Steed, but he can't make much ground. Gordon Smith. Run around move. Jackson was there. David Watkinson then. Warrington then tackling better now than they did in the first half. They allowed Hull-KR lots of room, but not in the second half so far. But once again the kick comes in. Once again the kick is a good kick. Takes play back inside the Warrington 25 for a scrum down. So Gordon Smith comes round and he delayed putting the ball in, which gives a penalty to Warrington, which at the moment they need to get back into the Hull-KR half, because they need something at the moment. Bishop there with the kick for touch, he makes no mistake. Bishop will take it once more. He's quickly trying to get things going. Bob Jackson driving forward. He's trying to get his men, his captain, to get going, to follow his example. Will Tamati try and charge forward? Tamati still going, gets away from 2 tackles. Still Kevin Tamati. He's still going. That's a bit better now for Warrington. Good run from Tamati. Finally stopped by Gordon Smith. Kevin Meadows goes to the acting half-back position now. Meadows swings it out right. Peters to Bishop. He chips it through himself and he's after it. Bishop's now charging forward. Still Bishop. He picks it up. Bishop now still going. Close back inside. Still Paul Bishop. Bishop sends it on to Peters. And Peters is just caught 2 yards short of the Hull-KR line. And in fact, he's over. And the referee stops the clock. We've got another injury. It looks like Stevie Peters, who is out for the count, as you would say. He's prone out there, lying flat. And more bad news here for Warrington. And a stretcher for Peters. Well, Ken Kelly's been stretchered off. Mark Roskell's gone off with an ear injury, and now Steve Peters they're asking for a stretcher, and here it comes. Mark Roskell then with his ear bandaged up now. He'll have to go back on. Tony Barrett at the moment, he's not very happy, and Peters, he can walk off. Looks like his shoulder that he's clutching, shaking his head. We'll try and find out for you if we can what the injuries is. Steve Peters shaking his head, it looks a bad injury. We'll inquire if we can to see what the state of that injury is. Roscoe though back in the thick of things, and it comes out to Joe Rapati. Now Rapati's charging for the line and he will score, yes! Joe Rapati, that's the inspiration Warrington needed. Good try for Rapati, just charged through like so many times before. Hull Kingston Rovers 8 points, Warrington 4. The try scorer Joe Rapati, yet another try to the name of the Warrington New Zealander, Joe Rapati. That's his 7th try in 4 games. 3 against Featherstone, 2 against Wakefield, 1 against Oldham. Now he's got his name on the score sheet once more. As we've got a little bit of a argument going on beneath me. As Bob Jackson puts the ball safely through. Warrington now come back, it's 8-6. We've got a little bit of a dispute at the moment. I think the referee has had a word, yes, with Tony Barrett. Well, as Steve Peters came off, the Hull Kingston Rovers round there, fans were cheering. Tony Barrett turned around and gave the old V sign, which I don't think referee Mr. Lindop appreciated. So the game goes on, bit of a hostile atmosphere around me now as that ball goes straight into touch. Now Warrington, 8-6 to score. Roscoe quickly taps it. Charging forward Kevin Tamati. Tackle's getting harder now as Hull KR push Tamati back. Good tackling from Hull KR. Still trying to find out the news from Steve Peters. Gary Sanderson. Roscoe getting on with things, sends it on to Bishop, misses out Humphries, long pass to Rapati to Mike Gregory. Gregory, high tackle, Millen nearly ripped Gregory's head off. 8-6 then, Roscoe to Bishop, kicks downfield, it's a good one. Bouncing, but Fairburn's there. George Fairburn gives a dummy of a kick, but good tackle comes in from Dwayne and Meadows. Gary Clark on. There, good tackle there from Dwayne. Out there to Smith, Broadhurst. Gordon Smith once more. Chris Burton this time as well, tackled by Roscoe. And Joe Rapati. Watkinson sends it back to George Fairburn. Fairburn kicks downfield, it's a good kick. Well fielded by Brian Johnson. Johnson now going across field, stops. And that is an easy opportunity for Andy Kelly to come in with the tackle. Gary Sanderson. Shorten on to Des Drummond. Drummond charging forward, gets out of one tackle now. Drummond's got space. He's charging forward, comes across field, throws the ball out, hits Jackson's foot, and Gary Clark dives on it for Hull KR. Ball from Miller, knocked on. The referee not happy with Bob Jackson's effort to get the ball and kick it away. And the penalty goes the way of Hull Kingston Rovers. And John Doherty with the penalty. And a good save kick from the centre. Broadhurst then, he stopped a couple of yards short of the Warrington 25-yard line. Watkinson back to Miller, that's a nice slip pass. Smith though, Gordon Smith couldn't get the ball out. Watkinson, but Hull KR dangerous once more as Watkinson drives forward. Good tackle from Kevin Tamati. 10 yards then from the Warrington line. Mark Broadhurst goes himself, gives a dummy. Still Broadhurst, throws the ball back. Jackson's after it and dives on it. Warrington back in possession. Paul Lowndes goes himself on to play the ball. He's stopped then by Mike Smith. Roskell to Jackson. Jackson cuts inside and makes it to his own 25-yard line before he's brought down. Roskell once more to Bishop. Switches it back, space for Tamati, he's moving forward, throws out a nice ball now to Drummond over on that far side. He's got speed and space. Drummond still going, just hauled down by Ray Steed. Good move though from Warrington. On the attack once more, Roskell. It's out now to Bishop. Bishop to Rapati, looks for the space once more, charges forward, just clipped his heels. The referee stops the clock. 6 tackles, in the turnover. Thought there was going to be another injury there. That's 6 tackles in the turnover to Hull Kingston Rovers. They lead 8-6. We've got round about 18 minutes to go in this Stones Bitter Championship First Division game between Hull Kingston Rovers and Warrington. The score stands at the moment 8-6 in favour of the Rovers, and they are in possession at 10 yards inside their own half. Watkinson sends it back once again. Dorahy swings it to Fairburn. Fairburn kicks across field. Johnson's there, bounces over his head. Gary Clark's quickly up. Johnson lets it go. Tap from the 25 for Warrington. Roskell will take it. We've got news coming in that it's a broken collarbone from Steve Peters. So Mark Roskell had an ear injury, he's back on but playing with a bandage. Ken Kelly's gone off with cartilage and ligaments gone. Steve Peters got a broken collarbone. Roskell, Lowndes. It'll be interesting to see the team for the next game, which is next Sunday against St Helens, with all these injuries. But Dwayne now charging forward, gets out of one tackle onto Meadows and the ball goes to ground. Meadows thumps the ground in annoyance. Good chance there, goes begging. And scrum down. Dorahy seems to be receiving treatment. There's Gordon Smith there. Bishop was quickly round and Bishop, the ball's kicked on by Gavin Miller, but it's a scrum down for a knock on. Bishop puts the ball in. Warrington in possession. Joe Rapati now at standoff. Gets the ball away to Dwayne. Dwayne moves in field, goes across field. Hands off one man, finally caught by Chris Burton. Sanderson to Tamati. Tamati moves forward. Held up in the tackle, finally brought down by Andy Kelly. Roskell sends it on to Bishop, he took it well, swings it back to Humphreys. Humphreys driving him, just couldn't get away with the tackle of David Watkinson. Warrington though playing better now in the second half with Bishop. Looking for a gap himself, jinks about, turns, lays it back to Dwayne. Dwayne's found space now. Good move there from Warrington. Roskell on to Jackson, he decides to kick, and it's a good kick from Bob Jackson. Takes play to just inside the 25 for a scrum down. The Hull Kingston Rovers side of the field. Little under 15 minutes left on the clock. Hull Kingston Rovers 8, Warrington 6. Just 2 points in it. Game could go either way, but Tulkey are in possession. Good charging run here from Parker. Good run there from the number 6, Wayne Parker. Gavin Miller and the linesman on. And talks to Paul Bishop. Well, the referee was right on the spot. I don't know why he didn't see it. Some of these linesmen then, I don't know what they're talking about half the time. That, for instance, can't really summon a comment for that one. So, but anyway, he'll get out of the penalty with John Doherty. He makes sure on this near side and makes good ground. Midway inside the Warrington half of the field. David Watkinson sends it on to Broadhurst. Watkinson once more. Driving run from Malcolm Beale. Watkinson once more, sends it out left with Smith. Swings it into Miller. Miller drive forward, couldn't get the ball away. Had Mark Broadhurst in support. It was a good tackle from Kevin Tamati. Watkinson trying to charge through himself. The next score could be vital in this game. Smith couldn't take it, went backwards, says the referee. Broadhurst straightening up himself. 3 Warrington players there, marshal him and smother the ball. So 6 tackle, will we see a drop goal attempt? There's people lining up. It does go back, a drop goal attempt, brilliantly tied down from Bob Jackson, picked up by John Doherty. Well, it should be Warrington's possession 6 tackle, because plenty of signs we've seen when the ball's been challenged now, it's been the team in possession, but this time the referee waves another 6 tackles. It aggravates me that when some referees give one decision, then other referees don't. Here's Gordon Smith. Andy Kelly's burst through. Andy Kelly now in a huge break. Kelly's going all the way. He sends it now left. A chance here for Mike Smith. Good tackle from Des Drummond. Well, Hull KR back on the attack. Wayne Parker ducked under one tackle, caught by Humphreys. But a chance now here for Hull KR. It goes left. A chance now charging forward here. Mike Smith. He's just caught from Johnson as he's going over. Mike Smith stopped a couple of yards short of the Warrington line. Great chance here for Rovers. Broadhurst throws the ball back, it's Roskell hands. It's Andy Kelly. Kelly stopped a couple of yards short. 6 more tackles then on the Warrington line for Hulkingston Rovers. Gavin Miller onto Broadhurst. Good tackle comes in from Paul Bishop. And a knock on, and we're let off there for Warrington. Good tackle there from Bishop though. But Hull KR had a chance there with 6 tackles on the Warrington line. But Bishop's tackle forced Broadhurst to drop the ball. 10 minutes to go. Still the game finally poised, but it's poised in the way of Hulkingston Rovers at the moment. They lead 8-6. But Warrington in possession with Lowndes. Lowndes moving forward. Good cover run from Lowndes. Just couldn't get out of the tackle of David Watkinson. Roskell onto Gary Sanderson. High tackle from Burton. Referee, let's play go on. Roskell once more to Bob Jackson. Jackson clears it 25 before he's brought down. Roskell, Bishop, Joe Rapati. Roskell once more to Bishop. Looks for a gap himself. Charge forward. Just caught those going through. Bishop trying to get up. This time it's Roskell. Sends it back on the 6th tackle to Brian Johnson. He chips it forward. And it's finally taken by Smith. He switches it on to Fairburn, who drives forward. Back into the Warrington half of the field. Next score really could be vital. With 10 minutes to go, and Rovers leading by 8 points to 6 here. Charging forwards Broadhurst. Broadhurst gets the ball away to Andy Kelly. Kelly's away now. Kelly's going all the way. He cuts inside. Kelly's still going. A great cover tackle comes in from Bob Jackson. Great cover tackle as Kelly was going for the line, but Hull KR on the attack with Smith. Gavin Miller. Miller must be a try, and it is a try for Wayne Parker. A nice pass comes in from Miller. And Wayne Parker it is, who goes over to the right of the posts. Hulkingston Rovers 12, Warrington 6. With 9 minutes to go of this game, that goal really could be vital. If this kick goes over, means Warrington will have to score twice to get anything from the game. Should be an easy kick for John Doherty, 2 so far. He's missed 1 easy kick. Should have no trouble really with this one. Comes up, he strikes it straight through the centre. Hulkingston Rovers 14, Warrington 6. 8 minutes to go of the game. That was a chip kick, but well fielded by Matt Broadhurst. Straight from the ball, Ray Steed. So, Hulkingston Rovers then look like producing a nice leaving present for Gavin Miller, playing his last minutes then of the British game for Hull KR before he goes back home. Good little run there from Gordon Smith. And that goes back. Kick comes in from Doherty. And an awful bounce as far as Kevin Meadows is concerned. Goes over his head and into touch. So the scrum down just outside the Warrington 25 with Hulkingston Rovers leading 14-6. Warrington need a very quick score because they need to score twice if they want to get anything from the game. Warrington did have possession, but the referee not happy as the scrum collapsed. Not for the first time this afternoon. The ball goes out to Meadows. Meadows charging forward, caught by Miller and Burton. More runs like that are needed now from Warrington. Humphreys. Gavin Miller there, he looks as very determined indeed. Roscoe, Tamati. Roscoe once more acting half back, he sends it right with Bishop to Reparty, run around with Bishop, wants to go himself. Caught once again over on that far side by Andy Kelly. Gary Sanderson, good run, 6 tackle though. Warrington is on with Paul Bishop. Kicks across field on this near side. Easy for Gary Clark. And Gary Clark still going. Clark now's got space. Still going, Gary Clark. Good tackle from Joe Reparty. Okay, now on the attack once more. Substitute who's just come on, Chris Rudd. Broadhurst. Chris Rudd, who has replaced captain David Watkinson, who went off just after the try was scored. Chris Rudd once more, blind side. That's a nice pass on to Miller. Miller, no doubt he'd like to leave with a try. And he was well tackled by Mark Roskell and Bob Jackson. Assisted by Mike Gregory. Goes out to Broadhurst. Smith, this is dangerous. Parker can't hold it though. They have plenty of players coming up on this near side, and that could very well have been an overlap and a try, but the ball was dropped. Moving into the last 5 minutes of the game. Hulkingston Rovers leading 14 points to 6 here at Craven Park. Mike Gregory gets the ball away to Reparty. Reparty knocks off one man. Reparty still going over on that far side. Gets the ball away to Drummond, but Drummond can't make much ground. He's stopped by Mike Smith. Lowndes, Tamati, driving run, knocks off one man, takes play into the Hull KR half of the field. Warrington now, if they ever needed a score, it was now. Bishop, Sanderson, couldn't get the ball away to Reparty, who was charging forward. The ball was smothered well by Rudd and Miller. Mark Roskell on to Bishop, he kicks downfield. Good kick from Paul Bishop. Warrington now need possession from this scrum after a good Paul Bishop kick. Time's running out as far as they're concerned. Smith puts the ball in, Bishop dives for it, gets it. But the referee once again, as the scrum collapses, wants it put in again. And it goes, Bishop comes for it, penalty to Warrington. They need something now. 3.5 minutes to go. Bishop will put the ball to touch. Warrington need a score now. They lead, they are down 14-6. They need a try. Meadows taps it himself, drives forward. He takes play to just short of the Hulkingston Rovers try line. He gets up, Roskell. Humphreys. He's held up and pushed back. Sure, this must be Warrington's last chance if they want to get anything from the game. Roskell, Tamati, he's got space now. Kevin Tamati gets the ball out. He's riding through. Can't get over the Hulkier line though. Lowndes, Bishop, goes himself. Paul Bishop, he's over. He's held above the line. He's trying to get over and he has. Good try from Paul Bishop. There's 3 Hulkier players there. He was all holding him back. But he managed to squirm over for a try that brings Warrington back into the game. 14-10 with the kick to come. So an important kick perhaps for Bob Jackson. There's just over a minute to go. It's Hulkier 14, Warrington 10. Bob Jackson with the conversion attempt. He comes up, but he puts it wide. So that means Warrington need a try in this last minute of the game if they want to get anything from Craven Park. Well, they've already lost once at Craven Park. That was in Barrow. And at Craven Park in Hull, they're down 14-10 with a minute to go. Doherty then will kick this deep. Well fielded, is it? Yes, by Tony Humphreys, only just though. He drives forward, Warrington have got to go the length of the field in this last minute with the 5 tackles they have left if they want to get anything from the game. Tamati. Closing minute now. Paul Bishop out to Joe Rapati, to Dwayne. They're throwing it about Warrington. It's through now. Oh, it's a forward pass. Brian Johnson there was through. He would have flew, I don't know, doubt. He only had Fairburn to beat. And Lindop brought play back for a forward pass, and that could be Warrington's last chance of the game. Hulkier are in possession, they'll play out these tackles now surely. They lead by 14-10. We're into injury time. Miller lays it back to Fairburn, this would finish it. Gavin Miller. Miller's charging forward, it's blocked, it's knocked back. 6 more tackles it'll be for Hulkier. Into injury time now, Broadhurst drops it, Dwayne has it. Playing time added on now as Lowndes Warrington have to go the length of the field. Lowndes is driving through. Seconds now remain, it needs something. Bishop, it's a long pass to Johnson. Johnson, they're trying to get it to Drummond. And there's a break now over that far side, it's just dropped. And into touch. Another scrum down. I don't think there's going to be much time for much more action. No doubt the talking point, that last minute pass to Johnson. He would have been free, but play was brought back. Here's Bishop going blindside. Warrington, Drummond's coming inside. Can he get away? He gets away from one. He cuts inside. Drummond's now away. This could be a last chance. It's now onto Gregory. He throws it out to Dwayne. Dwayne onto Meadows. He's got space. He kicks it forward and miskicks it. Dwayne hacks it on. But it's into touch. Another chance goes. And there goes the final hoot-up. Hulkingston Rovers win by 14-10. Tries from Smith and Parker. 3 goals from Dorahy. A try from Rapati. A try from Bishop. A goal from Jackson. Warrington's reply. Warrington did have that chance when Brian Johnson went through in the final minutes of the game, but the referee brought play back for a forward pass, and the try which Brian Johnson could have gone on to score, he didn't. Happy ending for Gavin Miller. More injuries for Warrington. Collarbone broke of Peters, ligaments damage, cartilage damage for Ken Kelly, ear injury to Roskell. Another bad day for Warrington. They lose by 14-10 here at Craven Park in Hull.